Go.
All right. We're now live again.
All right.
So let's see if um, hello Facebook, hello YouTube. If you guys have joined us on our first attempt at this virtual interview, let us know if you guys can hear myself, Keith, and Justin inside the live stream.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yeah, Keem, when we left off, I was just introducing us at that time. So whenever we get back into that, I can do a quick just some name and 2 pieces of data and move on to the next thing.
Say 2 pieces of data.
Yeah, man, they don't want to hear about me and Justin. They want to hear about Canoe.
Indeed.
Yeah. I'm boring.
I'm trying to see if it's live on Facebook.
Okay.
Somebody said they're trying to back on one thing. Live. And my laptop is just moving very slow.
This is the epitome of when something can, it will. Been there, done that, and Justin's been there and done that. You know what I do? Like, I literally just slow down.
Yep.
I can even tell you a story. We were like in the midst of just everything just breaking, and all we did, I stopped everybody, and we had a little like a coffee. We were like, "What the heck are you doing?" I'm like, this 2 minutes isn't going to do a thing to change the situation, but it's going to get your head in the right place.
Indeed.
And we sat there and talked about the weather and family, and yeah, after that, matter was resolved in minutes. But people panic, panic and upset and stress. The brain stops working.
Yep.
What do they say? In martial arts, they say if you fight angry, you're gonna get knocked out.
Never heard that, but that's interesting.
Yeah, because when you think about it, when you're angry, you tense up, you don't breathe.
Right.
You get scared. That's the worst time. When you get scared, people in fact, the worst thing to do is to mess with someone when they're afraid.
Right.
They're not thinking. Yeah, so been there, done that.
Indeed. so let's see if this is gonna move faster. Refresh. All right, so we're live on YouTube. Just been now trying to get the Facebook up. Facebook. Thursday. All right, so the wife is saying if you could speak,
All right.
so she can see whether or not your audio is coming through on YouTube.
Testing.
Hello, Keith Davies here.
Hello, good morning.
He hasn't come back to us yet.
All right.
One thing about Facebook though is when you're trying to integrate this system, it is so finicky. All right, so she can hear you. All right, which is great.
I think I'm seeing some feedback saying it's echoing a little bit. Not sure if that's still happening.
On YouTube? On Facebook?
Let's see. Just waiting for their response now. Yes, on Facebook.
All right, so I see we're now back live on Facebook. Can you guys hear us? All right, on Facebook?
Hello, Keith Davies here.
Good morning, Justin Cancino here.
Technology had us find us. Just check now. All right, so Catherine, how's the audio? Morning. Okay, there we go. All right, could you guys let us know in the comment section how's the audio?
Testing, just checking if the audio is working.
Yeah, same here. Testing the audio.
All right. So the wife said that audio is good. So we can now start. All right. So good morning, everybody. Sorry for the late start. But we have a special guest with us, joining us virtually, is Canoe. They are digital currency that's launched here in the Bahamas. And I want to know all about it, and I'm sure you guys want to know all about it. So I'll allow Keith and Justin to introduce themselves and let us know what the company is all about.
All right, well, here we go. As I was saying, my name is Keith Davies. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Canoe, a company that launched officially the 9th of December just last year. My background, I'm still with the CEO of BISX, the local stock exchange of the country. I've been there for 20 years. So this is an entrepreneurial venture that I'm engaged in with a number of young, promising, smart, brilliant young Bahamian professionals. We've come together. So I'm a thought leader in the company, and all of the other smart people get the work done. The gentleman who is on with me is Mr. Justin Cancino. Justin came to us through a strategic partnership and has basically transformed us. He is 13 years of experience in software development, web development. He owns his own company. It's called Starboard Softworks Limited. He founded that in 2015. So this is a guy that's worked for over 20 companies, worked in China, done all sorts of amazing things as an entrepreneur himself, and sits on BFSB's FinTech Working Group, facilitates a nonprofit charity. All around great guy and smart as heck. So we're happy to have him, and he's head of digital for Canoe. So this is it's very appropriate that he's here with us today, Akeem, to talk about this with your Tech Talk, an industry show. So what is Canoe? What is Canoe? I mean, we consider ourselves and we position ourselves as the leading digital payment solution and digital wallet in the Bahamas. We, at a very basic level, we provide the ability for merchants to get paid and for people to pay them. But in addition to that, and here's what separates us, I believe, is we create an ecosystem within which merchants are able to engage the customer more directly through the Canoe platform. So any payment system worth its salt can facilitate a payment, can send money to A to B, because it's just as I say in the securities business, trading is easy, settlement is hard.
Yes.
Moving the, facilitating the money, creating the environment, that's what we do exceptionally well. And so we're going to explain and allow your users and listeners to explore with us as we engage in this discussion about what we do and how we do it better. We talk about safe, easy, cashless payment solution, and we can deliver that to the Bahamian people and merchants alike.
Sounds good. Justin?
Yeah, so as Keith was saying, Canoe is not just a payment platform. You know, there are a few payment platforms out there now. Canoe is one of them, but what I think helps Canoe stand out a little bit more than the others is that it's an ecosystem. There's so much to it, and I encourage everybody who's listening or watching to just download it on iOS or Android really quickly and check it out, and leave any comments on the feed so we could answer some questions you may have. Really easy to use, really easy to download. And what happens is, as a merchant, you can use this not just to take payments. As a merchant, you have to rely on so many different things now. So if you're taking payments, you need to have QuickBooks, you need to have a terminal, you need to rely on third parties for marketing and coupons. Like, if you're a store, you need to put coupons in the newspaper, you need to get the consumer to see that, bring it into the store. You need to have a separate piece of software for POS, inventory, et cetera, et cetera. With Canoe, this is all in one. So you can create coupons and gift cards for your consumers right in Canoe's app. You could offer discounts, sales, loyalty cards, punch cards, the list goes on and on. And you can put ads on the platform to cross promote with other people in the ecosystem. There's a POS, it helps you manage and get reports, and everything that you need to open a business or run your business today is already within Canoe. So just picking up your phone, you can run your whole business from your phone. So it's all inclusive, and I think that's what's a little different, what makes Canoe stand out a little bit more, because you can do all of that in one, and it takes payments safely and securely, most importantly.
Yes. Particularly in this time.
Right.
Particularly in this time, right?
What is the time that we speak of?
Well, yeah. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The elephant, the gorilla, the deer, the giraffe, everything all in one. Right now, the world is going through a shift where it's established. We've had a number of things that happen throughout the world where there's a new normal. After 9/11, there was a new normal of travel. This pandemic, which has affected every continent, I don't think it's in the Arctic yet, but it's affected almost every continent in the world, has caused there to be a shift in the way in which you interact with people on the whole, and also now, by extension, the way in which merchants will interact with customers and customers with them. There is what I call, there's no longer arm's reach. There's personal distance beyond the arm reach now. So now the question that you have to ask yourself if you're a merchant, how do I now communicate with, transact with, engage, and bring and monetize my current customers and attract new ones in this new normal, which is social distancing, which is the world of no cash or less cash, because now cash itself, aside from being one of the dirtiest things in the world, period, anyway, it now, as I indicated before, I was talking to someone, it can now, in fact, affect your health. So a company now has to think, okay, what ways can I do this? Persons may not want to come into a store anymore. Curbside pickup, delivery, all of these things are now happening. And so the technological revolution that's going to be occurring and companies now need to think about is putting in place a digital strategy, which is vitally important. And that digital strategy, and I mean, Justin, I'm gonna let him talk about it because he does that for a living. What's the thinking behind that?
Yeah, thank you, Keith. So let's just look at, the history, right? when a business, let's say 2 decades ago, if your business didn't have a website, you were considered way behind the times. 10 years ago, if you didn't have e-commerce or online shopping, you were considered behind the times. And now those periods between these different technological additions to the business are getting smaller and smaller. So by the end of this year, or maybe even sooner, if you don't have an ability to be able to take digital payments, you're going to be considered, behind the curve. And as a business, you always want to stay ahead of the curve, and putting your trust in a company to handle your money is not, it's not easy. So we want to, encourage people to try it out and understand it is safe, it is secure, it is helping your business. Because as I was mentioning earlier, as a merchant, you get access to so many tools within Canoe that could help empower your business. So it's not just managing your money, it's managing everything related to your business. And that's all included with when you sign up for Canoe. So if you're a merchant now, you could go to canoepays.com. That's Canoe, KANOOPAYS.com. And you can sign up, and one of our sales representatives will help you through the process if needed, or if you have any questions, let us know. And processing as Keith was saying, cash is dirty, but cards are dirty too. Handing your card over to a merchant, swiping your card, injecting it for the chip. You got to push the buttons to put in your PIN. Canoe is contactless payment. So I could send money to you peer to peer. So, if I'm in Nassau and you're in Freeport or any island in the Bahamas, I could send, money over to you, directly to you, easily. It takes seconds. If I'm a consumer going to SuperValu, for example, I can now get all my groceries, go to the checkout, scan my phone via the terminals that are there in SuperValu, and there's never any touching of anything. So the scanner scans the QR code on your wallet, which you can see hopefully in my background. You can see your wallet here. So if you are here, if you touch your card and click pay, you'll see your QR code, and that's how you pay at merchants. And it's all contactless. So now you don't have to worry about that issue. But even from a safety standpoint, you don't have to carry around cash, right? So, you don't have to worry too much about, carrying around large amounts of cash when you go to places like food stores or different places you spend a larger than usual amount of money. And now you don't really need to carry your cards, because you can add any Visa, debit, Discover card into your wallet, into your digital wallet. So we tokenize the credit or debit card there. And then you can fund your Canoe card, your Canoe cash card, from your credit or debit card, which is connected to your bank account. So now any merchant, anywhere in the Bahamas can now take credit cards without having to have a bank account.
Nice. So I know you guys mentioned earlier in regards to e-commerce websites. I know you guys, and again, give a few minutes ago that you offer the app on the iOS and the Android platform. How does the website, or how does Canoe integrate inside of a website?
Great question. So Canoe in the app itself is the entire ecosystem, but on top of that, we built a service called Pay with Canoe, which allows web-based platforms to integrate via our API that allows any user that has Canoe to pay. So again, this is what's so great about Canoe, and I get excited because I know what it can do. So I hope when people actually use it, they can see, wow, it's so simple. So when you integrate Pay with Canoe into your website or your mobile app, if you have a mobile app, we have an SDK and developer kit for you. So if you need that, asking the questions, we'll send you the links. But when you sign up, it's instantly available to you. So when you access the API via the SDK or the web integration, any user can now pay with Canoe or via their credit or debit card, because you can fund your Canoe Cash Card through there. So once you integrate it, you just like a regular shopping cart or however you integrate it, it's up to you based off of your needs. You go through the Pay Through Canoe portal. So again, it's safe and secure. And you have a PIN number that you put in, and once you've entered that and the transaction is successful, you're directed back to the website. It's a really, really easy integration. So we encourage people to take a look at it and let their developers look at the documentation, and they can integrate it at any time.
That sounds good. So we have a few persons in the comment section. Abby Manu says hi. Hi, Abby. Siasa said, good morning, guys. And Catherine also said, good morning, guys. For our viewers, if you have any questions that you wish to ask Keith or Justin, please go ahead and comment inside the comment section. And, comment in the comment section so we can address your questions or your concerns. Or whether or not, even if you want to now go ahead and take advantage of the new platform and integrate inside your business during this time. These are the experts on the show now. I believe in transparency. And you heard it directly from the horse's mouth. So if you guys have any questions, again, go ahead and comment in the comment section. I know that I have the live polls displayed down below, but sorry, we have to technical difficulties, so I didn't enable that feature as yet. So guys, comment in the comment section if you have any questions or concerns. Or even if you just want to say hi, Keith, or hi, Justin.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you, Akeem, let me jump in here a second. The three basic questions that we're always, I think I want to just boil it down into three basic questions. Who are you? Is my money safe? And where can I use it? Having started December, like I said, we are a startup. We're a fintech startup in the Bahamas, and people are beginning to understand what that means. So we consider ourselves to be, I shouldn't say consider, we are an agile company. We make decisions and can pivot on the spot. As I like to say, I'll never forget, we were in the back of the Hilton, and this cruise ship came out. It labored out to the middle, and it slowly began to turn around. Beautiful, but my God, that took so long. And just at that time, this jet ski came skipping by, right? And then 2 seconds later, it skipped back with a jet ski. Okay, the banks and all these other entities, they're those big cruise ships. They look good. They're big. They perform a wonderful service, and we should always have them. But I'm the jet ski that can carry more than them. I can carry them farther. I can carry them faster, and I can do more while they're on the jet ski. Believe it or not. So that's one of the things that I like to the analogy like going forward. But in terms of who we are, I think it's very important for people to appreciate that Canoe is a licensed payment service provider with the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It took us a year to receive our license, and we worked hand in glove with the regulator to ensure that we met all of the requirements that any financial institution would be required to perform in the country. So if you look at a bank and you look at Canoe, there is no difference in terms of the regulation that we are subjected to. We ourselves have a reserve account with the central bank. We're tied into the RTGS, and we are at that level. So that's who we are as an entity. So this is not something Justin and Keith thought of yesterday, and we're just kind of winging it as we go along. We file monthly reports with the central bank. We have to get approvals before we do various things, and our system was tested top to bottom by the central bank regulators. So that's the first level of comfort we want to give people. The second thing is my money safe? The answer is yes, it is. There are several layers of security. The first and foremost is that our platform is in the cloud. You access it using through the internet, so you do require a data package or Wi-Fi connectivity. We use Amazon Web Services. and that is the blue chip gold standard for web services or apps around the world. Think of a large app that you use, that you rely on, that any other international entity relies on, and that's the service that they use, and that's the service that we use equally. Additionally, our system is PCI DSS Level 1 compliant. What does that mean? That's Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard. It is a standard that all other financial institutions and banks subscribe to when facilitating transactions using cards. So therefore, we have met and are at that level. So again, I wanted to make sure that people understand that your money is safe. Additionally, and I will answer that question, someone has up there, the other thing is your phone. Oh, there you go. Put it in front of me. There you go. Yeah. So your cell phone is a secure point as well, because in order for you to use the application, you have to get onto someone's phone. When you get onto someone's phone, you have to have the code or the password to get into the application. And once you're in the application, you're required to have a PIN before money leaves your phone through a transaction. So there are 3 layers of security that you have to go through, even at the phone level. And then additionally, because we are a licensee of the central bank, we have compliance, and we also have KYC. We have due diligence on the back end so that we can view, understand, and control any suspicious activity as well, which we're required to monitor by virtue of the central bank. So therefore, those are the layers of security that we have, that people can feel a level of comfort when using our Canoe. So I see we have a question here.
Yes.
So has central bank extended these types of services to Family Islands as yet? Anxious to see Eleuthera online. Justin, you want to hit that up?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And I just want to touch back on some of the points you made earlier too. So just to answer your question, Rock Sounder, I love Eleuthera. So the answer to your question is yes. You can today, right now, go on to the Google Play or the iOS or the Google Play Store, download Canoe, and in effect, you will have a bank account. As a level 1 verification person, you can hold up to $500 in your account, Canoe account, per month. So you have a spending limit of 500 and a holding limit of 500. Correct me if I'm wrong with those numbers, Keith. But if you want to do level 2 verification, which is just uploading your passport or your NIB card and driver's license, you can hold up to 15,000 and transfer or spend up to 2,500 per day. So you can do that right now, today, right now. As a merchant, you can do the same thing. You can go onto the iOS, to the Google Play Store and get the Canoe POS app and use the Canoe POS app or the iOS store, and you can start taking transactions once we get you set up as a merchant in the system. It's very, very simple. So the answer to your question is yes, and you can start taking payments today.
The one thing we the goal is, our goal is to have Canoe in every island with every merchant. Can you imagine if you're on the Family Islands and you're able to transact using Canoe? You will not need cash. The biggest problem you have right now is because you need cash, is because cash is king and that's what people are using. The world has changed. You don't need it anymore. Encourage your merchants, encourage your, of course, something comes through on my computer. Encourage your merchants, encourage your colleagues, your friends, your family members to all use Canoe, to sign up. Therefore, you can transact seamlessly within that island community using the digital currency provided by Canoe. And another thing I want to add before I go into the another section, we've heard about the sand dollar. The sand dollar is the digital currency issued by the Central Bank of the Bahamas. The difference between the sand dollar and Canoe cash, only difference is that the sand dollar is legal tender. So it undergirds what we are doing. When you transact in Canoe, you're transacting, and you will be transacting in sand dollar. So legal tender will be synonymous with all of your transactions. What does that mean? What does legal tender mean? Legal tender means that when it is presented for payment to a merchant, it is required to be accepted. if you provide a business, service, or product. So I don't have to carry cash anymore to facilitate a transaction. The central bank has put in infrastructure that would allow those businesses through Canoe to act seamlessly with and interact with that digital currency. So the family islands, get involved, download Canoe, reach out to us. The person asked, how do I become a merchant? You become a Canoe merchant by logging on to or going to the Canoe, canoepays.com website, selecting the section that indicates merchant, and follow the prompts, and you can literally sign up online. And then thereafter, you will be contacted by a sales agent where you will digitally send things like your business license, your VAT certificate if you have one, an ID to indicate that you were the individual that digitally signed the application. And I think that's really it. We have packages starting as low as $69 a month. It's subscription based, and your business will be able to facilitate and receive electronic payments instantly with us.
Right away, yeah. And just to go back to the security aspect that Keith was talking about previously, because that's what it comes down to, right? Do I trust your platform? And once I trust you, then the sky's the limit of what I can do. Because once you can take payments, you can really get creative as an entrepreneur. You're already being creative. You're already taking the leap and doing something. So. Security-wise, the servers that we use for Canoe, that all the information is hosted and secured on, Netflix uses those, Twitch, the live streaming platform, LinkedIn, Facebook, BBC, all these companies use AWS, Amazon Web Services. So just think about the operations that they do, the security that they have. You can feel pretty safe that if these guys are using it and we're using it, it's probably a good thing. Not to mention the physical security that they have there as well. So, the security aspect of it and the 3 layers from a personal aspect. So if your phone gets stolen or something like that, you still have 3 layers of security there to prevent any funds or anything to be taken. And if you're worried, you can also delete your credit and debit card that you've added in with our latest update, just released a couple of days ago. You can add your credit and debit card. That has been in for a while, but the function that you could delete and edit and add more cards in is now live. And so, if you feel worried that something might happen to your phone, just delete those out of there and you don't have to worry. So security is paramount for us, and we do a lot of testing before our releases come out. So, we're testing extremely thoroughly for days and weeks before we release new updates, if they're major, to make sure that there are no issues. So, we're not just pushing things out on the fly. We want to make sure that your security is the first priority.
All right, so I got a lot of persons what's happening and said,
I think there's we lost the audio for you.
So Akeem, we can't be hearing you. But while you're trying to fix that, there's a question that says, how is Canoe making money? Are the fees charged to the merchant or individual? Is it similar to credit card fee structure? That is Rock Sounder. Okay, excellent question again. So in terms of fees charged, right now, we do have a fee structure that contemplates load fees, withdrawal fees, and transaction fees. And of course, that's just for the user. Today, we have waived transfer fees from person to person. So there is no charge. We have waived, for the time being, the load fee. So when you go, and we'll talk about how you load, that's another question. When you load money into the system, there is currently no charge. So you can you can go to one of our agents. I think I heard you. You can go to one of our agents, or you can go to one of our kiosks, and you can input money into our system, and it costs you nothing. You can then take that same money you just loaded, the $200, and you can send it to someone in Grand Bahama free of charge today. They can then walk into, I think Fluid is up now, Fluid Factory, and then Express Food Mart. They will be up. You will be able to walk into that store and withdraw that cash. But again, as I indicated earlier, if all the merchants are using it and everyone around you is using it, there is no reason to withdraw it. The whole point of this digital platform and the digitization that we want to move to in the country is for the digital currency to stay on your phone because you don't need to take it out. So that's the individual. Yes, sir. Can churches sign up with Canoe? Yes, they can. Indeed, a number of churches have contacted us already. And I think that this situation, the congregation, the flock, is not coming to church. Um, they are to stay in place for their own safety and security. Churches are now doing virtual services. They need a way that is safe, secure, and reliant to receive tithes, to help with that building fund. Within the Canoe platform, each individual church can have its own zone within the Canoe platform, and they can create within our system a number of tiles. One could be a building fund, one could be tithe, and that person can input and select to send that church those tithes directly through our platform without ever having to go into church. And mind you, it's not just the members of that church, it's anyone anywhere in the world who has access to the Canoe platform can facilitate payments to that church directly through the Canoe platform.
Uh, Akeem, sorry, not to cut you off, but I'm seeing some feedback. They're saying they can't hear you on the stream. I don't know if that's everybody or just Facebook. Just want to make sure it's coming through. Because I think you're making a very important point there. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, one minute. All right. So, what I was saying earlier is with the introduction of the new Sound and Consultants, we offer a live streaming solution. And Keith indicated a few minutes ago, or alluded to a few minutes ago, that churches can now utilize the new platform and set up different subsections and say, this is now you want to pay your tithes, now I want to go ahead and contribute money to a building fund or a special offering. One of the things that I was indicating earlier before my audio got off, and I do apologize for that, is that now they can now have their members contribute to a live streaming solution in which Sound Consultants now integrate. And when you now look at this professional digital platform that we're now on, and you take the payment method or the payment platform that the new is now offering, you combine those two, and now you have allow your members to virtually experience what they normally will experience in a physical building. And now we have a whole lot of questions coming in, and so let me just bring them up on screen so we can address them.
While you're bringing that up, again, there was one question.
Yes, Keith, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, but one just to finish the first question, I mentioned and I spoke to the consumer fees. The last point to that is that so we've waived those fees. However, there is also, if you in taking your money out of the system, there's also a withdrawal fee, and so that fee we have not waived. We want, because that is I think it's $2.50, and I think plus VAT. Because the goal is we want people to keep the money in the system and use it within the system, and there you incur no cost. So when you go and pay the merchant, you don't pay or any transaction fees as a user for that. That brings me to the merchant side of things. So the merchant, when a merchant signs up with us, the person said, "Is it like the credit card model?" The fee base is the same in terms of it is a percentage of the transaction value. Our percentage is 1.75. I know many merchants that are paying far greater than that with the credit cards.
3 to 4 times more.
Yeah, 3 to 4 times more. And so, but it's not just the transaction value that they're getting. When you become a member of Canoe, you join a family and you join an ecosystem. And so we now allow you to do things that what I call the credit card is a single purpose unit. It just takes money. It just takes money. It just takes money. Well, we have a credo that says we want to give companies the power to prosper. And so in giving companies the power to prosper, yes, we charge a very low fee. Yes, we have a subscription base that is low that allows them to do any number of unique things out the gate. But additionally, we allow them to create awareness of their business, to drive sales, and to build loyalty. So what that does, and this is the key element of why merchants need to become involved with Canoe and get involved and take their business to the next level. It's allowing them to monetize their current customers, but more importantly, to attract new customers to their door. That is vitally important for any business. Now, there was a question right before that, Hakeem, if able to see that you moved on to. So merchants don't need a credit card machine if they have Canoe, given a Canoe user has access to their debit card. You hit the nail on the head, questioner there. I think that's the issue. Just imagine you put a Canoe terminal, or you have a Canoe POS on your cell phone, by the way. You have a free download on your cell phone that gives you the power of register in your hands. Or if you're so inclined, we can have a terminal installed that looks like a credit card machine that facilitates that same purchase or that same purpose. So that individual now accepting Canoe payments, let the user load their card into Canoe on the app, load their cash card with the funds, and facilitate the payment. That merchant has just received a payment through credit card using the Canoe platform. It's as simple as that.
Just that simple.
I mean, literally, it's that simple. And the next question you had there, Hakeem? What are the load fees for individual? If there's a $500 limit, the excess fund should be transferred as a credit to your debit credit card. Okay, so the load fees right now were going to be, I think it was $1 plus VAT would be $1.12. Yes. Those fees have been waived for the time being. We don't want any friction in this system. We're going to do our part to help Bahamians during this time. As it relates to the limit, that is level 1. Level 2 allows you to hold up to $15,000 in your wallet. That's without a bank account. You can hold that, and you can transact $2,500 per day. So it stops you from transacting. So you won't be able to load anymore. You won't be able to transact anymore. So to the extent that you would violate that $500 limit, the system will prevent you from doing that. And so the person also indicate that can monies then be transferred back to your debit or credit card? The answer is no. As of today, that is a one-way transaction automatically through the application. Persons that have monies on their card that would wish to close their account or move on for whatever reason, and that can happen. It's your money. you would contact us directly. We would KYC you through the information you would have provided, and we will initiate a transfer to whatever bank institution that you direct us to, and that would happen through the normal banking channels within the Bahamas.
And just to add to that, Keith, please note if there are any agents, so there are Canoe merchants and then there are Canoe agents who can also be merchants. So just to give you an example, SuperValue is one of our agents. So let's say you had $200 or $50 or $100 on your Canoe cash card and you wanted to get the cash out for whatever reason, you can go to the agent and withdraw that cash as an agent. Not every merchant can do this, only the agents can do this. And you can withdraw that cash. There's a fee for cash withdrawal, but you can do that. So if you needed to do that, that option is available. We just encourage people to keep it in the system because it's safe, secure, and you can use it for other transactions.
Right,
and very soon, you'll be able to pay your bills. You'll be able to make any transfers you need to different businesses. You can pay at businesses now if you want.
I'm not sure I understand.
If you want to order, my watch is talking. If you want to order,
Hakeem, your sound is gone, I think.
Oh,
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I think Hakeem's sound is gone again.
Sorry.
Continue what you were saying, Justin. Sorry.
I was just saying you can transfer money to merchants you can make payments to merchants for food, for different services. So that's a point that I wanted to touch on, is that a lot of people are home right now. They can't go out, and unfortunately, businesses are closed. But if you offer a product or a service that you can do digitally, in terms of like do it over the internet via stream or webcam or email, if your business does this, you can take Canoe today and continue to get payments. You don't have to work out of your office for your business to continue to function.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, and Hakeem, whenever you get yourself saw, let me know. I mean, we talked about a digital strategy. One of the things that I've encouraged companies to do is to not wait for whenever this ends to end, because that's a moving target right now. We don't know. So what are you doing as a company to position yourself to be ready and in position to capitalize on those consumers that have a desire, a need, or want to engage your business, and may not have heard from you for a while? So through our system, and we talk about monetizing the current customers, reach out to those customers with coupons that they can use when the market turns back around. Send them. Let them buy, let them give a digital gift card for the services that you provide when they come back around. Your business does not have to stop today because of this environment. You can still reach out and engage your customers. However, Hakeem, the problem has been companies haven't thought about this. The vast majority of companies still brick and mortar, and they rely on foot traffic. That doesn't work anymore. Okay, if this environment has not taught you that already, I don't know what will. So you're either going to go out of business or you're going to continue your business in a new way. So there's another question.
I wanted to add two things to your point, Keith, and I see we have another question from Rock Sounder as well. The first thing is, Keith addressed the gift cards, which is a great point. And we also can top up minutes. So if you go into the app right now, you'll see a button on the home screen. I don't know if you could make it out right here. You see it says top up. You can top up your BTC minutes right now, and very shortly you'll be able to top up your Alive minutes as well. So if you want to send somebody minutes, you can send them minutes. You can top up their phone for them. You could top up your own phone, data plans, etc. All can happen right now today. You just need to download the app and check it out.
I want to strike a serious tone, if I may, Hakeem. This situation is very isolating for some people. Some people haven't seen their parents in weeks. Some people haven't seen other loved ones in weeks. we're humans. We're designed to be social.
Right.
So as I said, I said this, and I mean this: minutes equal life. Mental health is a serious thing, and that's not to diminish or anyone. Isolation can be paralyzing, and it can be infectious in terms of how people respond to it. And instances of suicide and feeling of depression can increase in times like this. So if you can buy minutes and Canoe or wherever, okay? The fact of the matter is we provide the service, we encourage people to use it, but if people can send minutes, buy minutes to allow them to speak to a loved one, speak to Grammy, speak to Auntie, speak to Daddy, that can equal life. And so if there's one thing that we can do right now is we can facilitate and help people buy minutes and communicate with their loved ones. So that to me is very important. I just wanted to make that point.
Good point. Okay, so I'm just going to answer Roxanna's question here. So she says, explain level 1 and level 2 users. What are the requirements to be a level 2 user? 15,000 limit may be more practical than $500 restriction. Great question. So level 1 users is just any user who downloads the app and signs up. They're verified for level 1 straight away with their name, phone number, and email, and that's it. Now, to be a level 2 user, we are mandated and regulated and licensed by central bank, and they require us to collect information from any users that are going to be level 2. So all you need is your passport, and you go, if you open the app again, on this side, you see the little menu up at the top here. You just click that, and you'll see a menu, and you scroll down to the bottom, and you'll see level 2 verification. Click that button, and it's a very detailed and it has all the directions there to walk you through the process. You just need your passport if you have it. If you don't have it, just your NIB card or your driver's license. You can walk through the process. It'll ask you to scan it and upload it all via your phone, so you don't need any extra tools or anything. And then that comes to us, and we have, since this is a tech show, we'll go into a little bit of the technical details. We use a very high-level industry standard piece of third-party equipment that allows us to instantly KYC users with all the information to AML, KYC regulations that make sure you're adhering to the laws that we're controlled by. And if that process is good, then it happens within minutes, and then you'll be verified as level 2, and you'll go into that $15,000 limit. Because you're right, Roxanne, some people may need to be in that limit bracket right away, while others may not. So it's very simple to do it. You don't need anything else besides those documents. And if you have any problems, we have a tech support channel that can help you go through that easily. So just let us know. You could go to canoepays.com and you'll see the support tab. And if you have any questions, you could reach out via that channel.
We encourage everyone to take advantage of the level 2 verification, because as we begin to offer a number of additional services, those will require those persons to be verified to take advantage of it. But just the level 1 verification, just so people, even level 2, I want to stress the point. Those who are unbanked, if you don't have a bank account, use Canoe. If it doesn't matter who you are. If you're on the island, this is like cash. The central bank has mandated they don't care who you are. We want you to use the system because it is a way for us to facilitate transactions and to facilitate commerce in the country.
So just a question, just the one right before that, please, Akeem. Catherine Saunders says, this is a good app for parents who don't want kids to carry around cash. And how fast can a parent transfer money to kids? Is it instant? It is instant. It is instant. So if I wanted to send $5 to Keith right now, he'll get it instantly. And actually, Keith, why don't you send me $5?
I'm doing it right now.
Or $1 or whatever you want to send.
Trying to get $5 off me like that,
Right.
The struggle is real,
Since it's a tech show, let me sign in. I don't know. I'll try and make it seem So we could see this live. You could see my phone here. It's just sitting right here. This is Zoom's virtual thing breaking up, but you could see my wallet there, and this is the Canoe dashboard. So we'll just wait. As soon as Keith sends it, I'll get a little notification.
I'm trying to see how I could, yeah, there you go. I think that did it. I put on my blue screen because I didn't want, okay, so I'm going to send Justin some money. Send him that. I just hit confirm.
Okay. Oh, can you see it? Can you see it? Oh, how do I get that? Okay, there we go. Okay, so see the notice at the top. Sorry, it's funny, but so
my screen, and oh boy, I have to keep it out of the blue screen.
Yeah, it's
I don't
the
know.
camera thing.
Is my screen clear?
Yeah, your screen's clear. Okay.
So I just sent $50, and he's going to show in his transaction. So put it in front of you, Justin, because it's like if the back screen is disappearing. Right there.
Okay, there we go. So it's there. You can see it at the top here. Sorry, I don't know why it's doing that, but
yeah,
that's the background. Yeah, trying to show, but yeah. So you can see it's instant. It happens right away. And you're right. It's good to kids don't have to carry around cash, and they can go and buy things via their.
And so there's some use cases that we're looking at to facilitate that. Of course, we don't want to give away all our secrets again,
right?
But there are a number of use cases that we are working with a number of entities where that particular question would be very appropriate. And the good thing also is that within the phone, all the transactions are tracked. So the parent will be able to see when the money was sent and then what the money was used for. And that's another thing we want to encourage. So that's where gift cards are going to be so useful. You buy, I would much rather send some people the SuperValu gift card that can only be used in SuperValu or any of our other stores that are branded for their stores and send them money because I know what it's going to be used for. So that's another thing. So the parent can send the child the $10, the $20, the $50 SuperValu gift card, the Cheesecake Heaven gift card, the other gift cards, and that money and that card must be utilized within that organization for that intended purpose. So it allows a greater element of control and transparency for the parent in that particular case that you just asked about.
Okay.
Exactly.
So Roxana just sent this.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Roxana. Let us know if you have any questions or comments. You could go to our support tab and just send in anything or on the live stream on Akeem's channel, and we'll try and answer as best as possible.
I want Roxana to download the app right now and link up with us. And then we can see if Roxana's on BTC, somebody might bless her with minutes or him with minutes.
All right, so is there a telephone number that persons can reach you at?
Yes, there's a customer support number. Right now, the call center would not have anybody in it because we are all locked down, but we are still 100% reachable by email and on social media. So all the people that would be manning those phones are manning those channels right now. And as soon as we're off the lockdown, the call center will be back up right away. But try any numbers and emails that you see on the website, and all of us are monitoring them, and someone will get back to you as soon as possible.
Okay. So do you guys have any? Hold on. So Roxana said no BTC here. So I guess you guys need to help Integrated Live. And Catherine Sanders says she is downloading the app now.
Excellent. And what we want people to do, because this is a homegrown company. We want individuals and we're going to, I think on our Facebook page, and I think we're going to do it on our other social media channels, and on the website, encourage persons to tell us where you want Canoe. Tell us businesses that you shop at. Tell us where you work, where you live, and where you play, and encourage those businesses through your feedback. Hey, I'd like you to get Canoe, because that's one of the things that we found, and that's how we've got the number of our other merchants. Person said, "No, I use Canoe. Do you use it?" And then they reach out to us, because if you're in a business, there's no reason putting in place some expensive or some other piece of infrastructure or whatever it is, whether it's inexpensive or not, if no one's going to use it. So it's a symbiotic relationship that we need to build with our users. Having started December 9th, we're on our march to 3,000 plus users any day now, and that's phenomenal for just starting. And our merchant network is growing. Of course, our user network is growing, and we see no slowdown in that number. The number continues and continues to grow. So this is a march that we're on, and we expect to be able to make a march across the archipelago, touching all merchants in all parts of the country.
And so any merchants that want to sign up and take it for a spin, please do. You know, it's live on the App Store now. Let's use the Straw Market, for example. You know, they're not going to have terminals at the Straw Market. They're not going to, you know, there's no infrastructure for that. So they can download the POS app and instantly take credit cards. Don't need to make an appointment at the bank, don't need to sit online, don't need to fill out a bunch of documents that should be digital anyway, right? You know, everything should be digital, and it is with Canoe. So there's no need for any physical papers or physical documents besides the ones you need to scan that you hold now, like your NIV card or your driver's license. If you're an out island or a family island merchant, sign up. You can still take payments. You don't have to worry about the banks or the ATMs that may not be there anymore. Canoe is very conscious of that, and you know we want to empower you to sign up and give it a try. You know, it doesn't cost you anything until you start taking transactions, and you know it's very easy to use, and it's not, you don't have to be super tech savvy. You know, we've made that very that was a very important part of the design, is that and the flow is that you don't, you know, if you're 60 and older or 50 and younger, you know, it'll be pretty easy to use and very straightforward. So you could sign up today and start accepting payments.
And we're going to reach out, and what I'm very, when we were in Exuma talking with merchants, we found out who they interact with from a business to business perspective, because the digital currency that's in your system, yes, you can transact within your environment on the island. Okay, that's great. But now you need supplies. Most of those supplies come from New Providence. Your suppliers are in New Providence. You know how you used to pay them? You jump on a plane, you send someone with some money, you come to the bank in Nassau, you withdraw it, you walk to the office, you pay the person. But guess what? We're going to remove those hop, skip, and a jump steps, and we're going to facilitate and allow those merchants to work directly through Canoe with their suppliers, with their distributors, to facilitate those payments electronically without the need for a bank account.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage to businesses now. So now all this digital currency is coming into their merchant account. You know, they're selling thousands and thousands of dollars worth of revenue every month or however long, and now they need to pay their suppliers. Instant transfer, just as simple as that. It's so easy. So this should be able to make efficient people's timelines, or pipelines rather, make them much more efficient, so they can keep track of every transaction they make that they send to their suppliers, and vice versa if the supplier's accepting Canoe. I see Roxanne has another question. She's asking some great, or he or she is asking some great questions today. In development of a website, can Canoe be built into the storefront? Absolutely. So once you sign up as a merchant, you get access to the ARM, which is called the Audience Relationship Manager. And I would actually share my screen if possible. I mean, it's a tech show, right? I mean, let's show off the tech. There's an ARM that allows a merchant, it has all the all these capabilities and functionalities that are so useful to your business. But one section of it shows Pay with Canoe. So all the documentation for development is in there for a website or a mobile app. So if you're developing a website to sell your goods or services, you can include Canoe in there. And now, instead of going through PayPal or having to integrate an expensive payment gateway and pay all those fees, Canoe does all that right now, and you get advantage of all the tools, and you can keep everything here in the Bahamas. And as proud Bahamians building this business and wanting to see our nation thrive and succeed, we want to keep everything here locally and not have fees go into all these other businesses that are not in the Bahamas. Because the Bahamas has so much to offer, and so many entrepreneurs and so many merchants, they shouldn't be losing those crucial little pieces that add up over time, that could go back into their business or support them. So, you can do that right away, right today. We've incorporated a few businesses with Pay with Canoe already. So, it can be done today.
Okay, so you can share your screen. So you're going to share your screen?
Well, I finished talking about it. Sorry, I didn't know if we could do that, so I didn't want to try and mess up anything. Keith, I'm just going to share my arm, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me see if I can do this now without messing up your stream here. Let's see. Zoom.
We'll give them a sneak peek, not too much, eh?
Yeah. Just a quick.
But I want to say, Akeem, we want to encourage merchants to sign up. We have it where you can request a.
Can you see my screen?
Demonstration. I see it.
Okay, so I'm just going to log in really quickly, and just look at all these things over here. If you guys could see that.
1 minute. Let me adjust the view.
Sorry, let me see if I could squeeze all this in there. I don't want to give away all of our secret sauce, but I just want to show you that there's so many things that people can do. So as a merchant, you get access to all of this. I don't know why the view isn't coming in clearly. I think because my screen is 4 by.
It's quite large. It's quite clear on my side, Justin.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know why it's not sharing, but just to drive the point home is that back end that I showed you is what merchants have access to, and so they can do a massive number of things, and that just empowers their business. Gift cards, punch cards, loyalty cards, so many things can be done, and it all comes with Canoe. You don't need all these other third-party softwares that you got to pay monthly fees for. Again, not Bahamian businesses. So there's so many things that people can do as a merchant. So if you're wondering what you can do to help promote your business, give Canoe a try and take a look and see what's there. And Roxander says, great, I'll be sharing with my website developer. Great, Roxander. Let us know how it goes, and let us know how easy you think it is once you're done and accept payments. And please share your business with us. We'll list you on the Canoe website so that other people all around the Bahamas can see your business, and we hopefully bring some clients over to you.
I think I want to make it very clear that we tend to mention SuperValu all the time because SuperValu was our largest merchant, and they also service our bank. So that they are typically the place the largest place, the largest network where you can go to add money and or withdraw money from your account. But we've got about 30 other merchants, and the number continues to grow. These ice cream parlor, we've got Bahamas Coffee, Big Picture Paint and Sip Studio, Cheesecake Heaven, Corner Convenience, Evolve Bahamas, FX Beauty Loft. We got Fine Threads. We got Frank Carey Pest Control, Healthy Concepts. That's called the Workspace Cafe. Noel's Liquor. All right. Long Island Business Center. Miden's Wholesale. We've got the Montrose Service Station. You get your gas right there on Wolf Road in Montrose. Nicole's Beauty Supplies. That's East Street North and South. The Paper Place Super Value, the Armory Company, Wally's Convenience, and Island Boy Cafe. And I know that there are a whole bunch of others coming on stream. And then we've got agent locations. You know, one of the things I want to point out, in addition to, I think Nicole's is an agent, Nicole's East Street North, Super Value, of course. And then we've got our one of our providers called XBC. If you notice that all around this island, you see these little top-up kiosks where you can walk up to them, feed money into the system, and it gives you minutes. Well, guess what? Those same locations, and we have about 8 of them, all of Lowe's Wholesale, QVS Pharmacy, Centerville Food Mart, and the Wells Service Station, they have kiosks that you can walk up to them, load your Canoe wallet directly on a kiosk. Again, you don't have to interact with anybody. So so for those persons that don't have a debit card and do use cash and want to get it into the system, that's how they would do it, using an agent or one of our locations. And that network will continue to grow over time as we expand throughout New Providence, but also within Family Islands as well.
It sounds good. Hopefully, Silence Consultants will be able to become an agent as well.
I was looking for you. I don't see you in the app. You know, you download that app yet?
Well, I have to. All right, Catherine is saying the app is not downloading. So Catherine is doing all the administration work while I'm doing the technical. So,
so Catherine,
the app is not downloading.
Okay, is she on iOS? We're gonna do. Hey, Justin, this real time. It's real time right now.
Let's do it.
That's it. Catherine, are you using the iPhone or are you using the Android? Because she has both. I don't know which one she's trying to download it to.
She's trying to download it, so that means she's been to one of the stores and she's clicked it. So, a couple of things that we found. Yeah,
she says she is using the iPhone.
iPhone.
Yeah. So this is the App Store right here. You just search for Kanoo, Kanoo. And you can see right now I'm updating. We just released a new update, just some basic fixes there, but it's right here. And then you see the green one down here. This is for merchants. If you're a consumer, you want the purple one, this one. I don't want my yeah, there we go, my camera's. But the green one here is for merchants. So if you need to take payments today, the Kanoo POS, the green one is for you. And the consumer app,
I love this.
You want the purple one.
Yeah, so tutorial. So what we're doing, go to the website. There are a number of how-to videos, and we are adding them as fast as we can because people are now saying, I want videos, I want that. And so we're putting them on as fast as we can, and we show how individuals can make a payment, receive a payment, add funds. We're doing all of that right now. I'm not sure exactly if there's one for the downloading of it, but one of the things that we found.
Yes, there is. Okay.
So one of the things that we found, depending on the type of phone that you have, make sure that you have space. So every time someone said they couldn't download it, invariably 98% of the time, they didn't have sufficient space on their phone to download it. So I'm sorry, but you got to delete some of them videos.
She should be good on space.
Okay. What type of phone? What's the model of the phone?
That's the iPhone X something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I have too. I have the XR here. Should be able to, it's
So if we can find out, so two things we're gonna do. We can offline, we can get a number. We will call that individual and we will walk them through it to make sure that they're sorted out.
That's the wife.
Well, that's the wife.
Yeah, it's downloadable right now. There's we're approaching. Yeah, they're approaching.
Come in the studio right now.
Almost 3,000 users now. So it's downloading great. So make sure the internet connection's good.
Yeah, internet. Yeah, so probably I'd like to know what's happening if it's downloading and it's spinning at that point, or is it just not installing, which again could indicate something. Is the phone updated to the proper level? That's another issue that we found with individuals.
Yeah, make sure you have
the
the
other thing,
latest iOS, or at least iOS 12 and over should be okay.
another
Because I
thing
know
that
some people don't like to update their phones. I'm one of those people sometimes. I don't do the updates right away. But depending on how far you're back, you might want to be at least iOS 12 to
So
take.
I'm an Android user, and so it's downloading now on my Android.
Good
Great.
man. I'm Android too, so
So
I can't speak for iOS. I'm sorry. That's
no,
just me.
yeah.
That's another conversation, guys.
You know
That's
those
another.
Hey, Kim, you know those Apple people. I don't.
I
Right.
only use iPhones. I still have Windows and everything else. So
I don't want to start. Hey, it's a tech show. I do not want to start a fight.
Boy, listen, I have a show designated just for that. And I think this lockdown that we now in, I think I need to bring that out.
If you need me to work one side of the argument, let me know. I'll come on and help you out.
Indeed. And so I really appreciate you guys coming on and explaining to the Bahamian people this new platform, Canoe. Like I said, I'm downloading it now, and as soon as I come off the live stream, I'll go and see exactly what's happening with Catherine's phone. These iOS's, boy. Anyway, but do you guys have any final comments? We have now been on for an hour and 8 minutes.
Okay.
Believe it or not. So you have any final comments, final words? I'm sure we're going to do this again very shortly.
Yes. Well, Justin, you want to lead off, and I'll go through.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for all the great questions, and thank you for having us on the show. First of all, that's very kind of you, and we're happy to talk about it. And show is great, by the way. I love the show. And we just want to say thank you to the Bahamian people for listening and for the great questions. And if you have any more questions, Canoe's standing by. And as Keith said, we just launched in December, but this has been, a long time coming. We've worked on it very long, and just in the time between December and now, we've listened to the Bahamian public. We've listened to the feedback. We've implemented a lot of the changes that people have wanted to have a better flow, merchants and consumers. So, we're listening to both sides. And so please leave your feedback with us. Sign up, give it a try, see how you like it or what you don't like, and let us know. And we'll see if we can implement those changes. So we look forward to seeing you on Canoe.
Justin hit it on the head. I think the only thing I'll close with, Akeem, is that it's vitally important for me to stress to my fellow Bahamians that our company is committed, our brand vision is to make life better for Bahamians. And so whatever we can do to facilitate and drive that value, that is our stance. And ultimately to allow persons the power to prosper. We end our meetings with P2P. And that's our code word to each other to remember it's power to prosper first. And so, we want people to control their money. We want them to control their time. We want them to control their payments, control how they receive. We want every transaction to succeed. But most importantly, we want people to have ultimate control of their lives, their business, to enable them to grow. And I think that if we can achieve that, then this company will be successful. And so with that, I thank you for taking the time. And any feedback you get, please share with us. We're happy to. We are collectively the smartest people in the world because we can call you and others. And that's how we're going to grow. All right. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And Rock Sounder said bye payments and did a thumbs up.
So that's right. Yeah. Thumbs up. Yeah, I agree. All for it.
Thank you, Rock Sounder. Good questions today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. But most definitely we'll have you guys on the show again in the very near future. But thank you guys for taking out. We couldn't go nowhere today, but
Okay,
But
I may get bored and say, "Man, let's do something again," because we
right.
just
Well,
want to talk.
I know this afternoon I'm launching a virtual game show that'll be live. So it's called Beat the Clock. So we'll see exactly how engaged and how well Bahamians know the Bahamas and being keeping up with the latest trends, what's been happening in the Bahamas. So it's a multiple choice game.
Well, let us know if you're giving away any prizes. We'll talk to our marketing manager and see what prizes we could maybe throw into your show. Maybe some minutes, so maybe a couple dollars.
All right, sounds good. So we'll discuss it off air. But Bahamians ain't going nowhere, so I'm going to utilize this time fully to engage the virtual environment and keep people engaged while we on this mandatory full lockdown.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you guys again for joining us on Tech Thursday. I just going to end the stream. Thank you, our audience, for your questions, for being with us this morning. We look forward to seeing you guys this afternoon during the live game show, Beat the Clock. So be sure to look out for that. And thank you guys, and we'll see you guys this afternoon.